Play it again. Sam Allardyce considered for shock Crystal Palace return if Frank de Boer gets sacked after disastrous start. Big Sam walked away from Palace in May and could make a sensational return to Selhurst Park if the Dutchman fails to turn things around. Crystal Palace are considering a shock move to reappoint Sam Allardyce, according to reports. The future of Eagles boss Frank de Boer is already hanging in the balance after a disastrous start to the campaign, losing their first 3 league games. PAPress Association 8 Sam Allardyce could make a shock return to Crystal Palace. Getty Images. Getty 8 Frank de Boer is under pressure at Palace after 3 straight league defeats. The underfire Dutchman has already held crisis talks with chairman Steve Parish, and a change has not been ruled out during the international break, with a list of alternatives, including Allardyce, already drawn up, The Times reports. Big Sam quit Selhurst Park at the end of last season, saying he wanted to spend more time with his family. Allardyce also suggested the Palace gig would be his last in football and added only a return to the international scene would bring him back. He has offered Palace a glimmer of hope, claiming he would miss being involved in the game once the new season kicked off. But the experienced coach added he'd fancy another relegation rescue act if he was to be tempted back to club football. De Boer saw his side lose at Liverpool, but the alarm bells will truly started ringing in the Palace boardroom with shocking home defeats to Huddersfield and Swansea. Latest Crystal Palace news. Incensed Frank de Boer's future at Crystal Palace already in doubt after just 3 games in charge. Fox's firm bid Leicester City make £27 million swoop for Crystal Palace winger Andros Townsend. Crystal Palace 0 Swansea 2 Tammy Abraham and Jordan Ayew strikes pile early pressure on Eagles boss Frank de Boer. Much ado leads in talks with Crystal Palace as they chase Jordan. Much signing before window closes next week. Danny Higginbotham Man Utd find mojo. Frank de Boer struggles and the law needs to change after Raheem Sterling safe for now. Palace manager Frank de Boer is favourite to be sacked, but his job is safe despite arrival of Dougie Freedman. Getty contributor 8 time could be running out for Frank de Boer at Crystal Palace. Pick Sport 8 Dougie Freedman is back at Palace as sporting director and could be in line to be interim boss if Frank de Boer is axed. Rex features 8 Palace chairman Steve Parish has held crisis talks with Frank de Boer. Getty Images. Getty 8 Sam Allardyce quit Palace in May to spend more time with his family. PAPress Association 8 Roy Hodgson is also being considered by Crystal Palace. The 47-year-old coach, sacked by Inter Milan last season after just 85 days in charge, is trying to implement a more expansive style of football. However, his players are struggling to adapt to his methods, with suggestions he has underestimated the intensity of the Premier League. Another ex-England boss, Roy Hodgson, and Fulham chief Slavisa Jokanovic are also of interest. Any potential move for Jokanovic could prove problematic as he was considered by Palace opted to hire de Boer. Rex features 8 Hiro Redwald has struggled to adapt to the Premier League. The Premier League outfit were not prepared to allow the Fulham boss to bring all his backroom staff with him and shell out the £6 million buyout clause in his contract. A fresh move for Hodgson, who was also considered previously, would be less complicated as he is currently out of work. De Boer will look to buy himself time to survive in London, but may have to adopt a more pragmatic approach to get Palace out of trouble. Most Red and football Gunners in crisis if Alexis Sanchez leaves Arsenal today. Will the last person to quit the Gunners turn off the floodlights? Ghosts of the past. Man United boss Jose Mourinho meets with predecessors Sir Alex Ferguson and Louis van Gaal driving off Virgil van Dijk, hopeful of late Liverpool move after agreeing terms, but Arsenal and Chelsea still eye bids. Evan Almighty. Arsenal in pole position to sign West Brom star Johnny Evans under Manchester City's noses jackhammer West Ham look at taking Arsenal ace Jack Wilshere on loan if William Carvalho deal falls through. Dirty Sanchez. Arsenal players happy to see Alexis Sanchez sold on ASAP as contract rebel is souring mood at club. There have also been disputes over recruitment, with the Dutchman unhappy with the quality of some of the players recommended to him, while some of his choices have been questioned by club chiefs. De Boer penned a 3-year deal in their summer worth £2 a season, and there will have been a compensation agreement inserted into his contract if he was sacked. Allardyce has revealed he is enjoying life away from the football Goldfish Bowl and ruled out a return to the game for now. He exclusively told TalkSport, "I've been relaxing this summer watching the interesting transfer market, and being associated with any club at this early stage of the season would not be of any interest to me at the moment. I have just had a trip to Hawaii watching from afar, and I went to watch Manchester United on Saturday, and I wouldn't associate myself with any job at this moment in time." 3 games into the Premier League season, it is a little hasty when people talk about you coming back into football. At this moment in time, I am very comfortable in my life. My time in the Premier League for many years has been tremendously exciting, and I have enjoyed every minute, but having a break from football is the right thing for me to do. Crystal Palace 0-2 Swansea. Tammy Abraham grabs first Premier League goal as Jordan Ayew strike piles pressure on Frank de Boer. Topics: Frank de Boer, Sam Allardyce, Crystal Palace comments.